all over the Rocky statue here in Philadelphia, throwing on some Philadelphia cream cheese boxer shorts on him. I'm doing it for Paula Dean's appetizer round of the Philadelphia cream cheese contest. And today we are going to make a new trend in cooking. It's a deconstructed grilled cheese and tomato sandwich, and we're making it into an appetizer, and we can serve it two ways, as any mini bites or as a plated appetizer. So the first thing we have to start with is 2 slices of whole wheat bread with the crust removed, and we have to roll them out really simply with a rolling pin as flat as a tortilla. Pretty easy. It only takes a couple seconds. It's a little harder if you have stale bread, so I suggest fresh bread. And this is just run-of-the-mill whole wheat bread from your supermarket. And then we take it, steady our cutting board. That's a little trick there. If you ever knew that, a wet paper towel steadies your cutting board. And we're going to cut it into big triangles for our appetizer and trim off any rough edges, and we can save them for breadcrumbs. Lay it on a cookie sheet. And then for our bites, we're going to cut them into little squares and triangles. And what we do next is we take extra virgin olive oil. It's probably going to take about 2 teaspoons for the whole thing. Brush them down on both sides, and then we are going to sprinkle with a little bit of salt. We're going to pop them into a preheated 375-degree oven, and for the smaller size, 6 minutes total, flipped halfway, and for the larger side, 8 minutes total and flip halfway through. So we're going in the oven, and then we'll be right back to make our tomato sandwiches. In the kitchen, and our toasts are done. If you'd like to take a quick look at those, they're crispy and brown on the edges, and we're going to let them cool while we assemble our tomato sandwiches. And what we start with here is either a plum tomato, and we slice it down, and for this recipe you're going to slice it into 12 slices, or we're going to take the cherry tomatoes and slice them, take off the top and bottom like we did already, and slice them in half. And then we have our Philadelphia light garden vegetable cream cheese that I've chosen. You could also use the spinach and artichoke or the chive and onion flavor for this. We're going to take about half a teaspoon on each side, and actually, I'm going to have to correct myself, it's half a tablespoon divided between the 2 sides. You take a basil leaf. I like to have a little edge sticking out for a little color, and make a sandwich. And then we will do the same, about the same with our cherry tomato. You'll see it's a little juicier. And we're going to use a smaller leaf. Do the same thing and assemble our sandwich. The next step is to dredge them with a little Parmesan, but first we're going to put a little bit of salt and pepper on each one. I prefer to use fresh ground pepper, but whatever you have will work. We're dredging each one, a little bit on each side. You're going to do all 6 of these. Then we're moving to our non-stick fry pan. It's been heating over medium heat. We're going to make sure it's hot. We're going to add about 1 teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of olive oil. I like to use a little bit less because this dish was actually inspired by one of my diet team partners. We've been all on a diet for about 4 months, and we're doing really well. So I've been trying to come up with low-fat, interesting recipes, and that's how we came up with this one. Tomato sandwiches and the Parmesan. Our preheated nonstick pan is ready to go with our extra virgin olive oil. So we're going to pop them in the pan, and you're going to hear that great sizzle. And when you hear that, it's kissing the pan. Or if you want to use the fancy French word, we're sauteing right now, but I like kissing the pan. So these are going to cook 1 minute on each side. And When they're done, we're gonna plate it up 2 different ways. We're all set. Okay, as you can see, we finished our tomato sandwiches. They have beautiful color on the top. And now we're gonna do our presentation, and we're doing 2 different ways. We're gonna do the mini bite and then plate it as an appetizer. And our mini bite, we're just taking one of our smaller crackers, brushing with a little balsamic vinegar. Set that aside. Take our tomato, pop it on top. And then what we're gonna do is present it with a little bit of chiffonade basil. And that's basically just taking our basil, rolling it up like a little cigar, and then doing a nice thin, fine slice. And that's chiffonade basil. That's pretty easy. And drop off the last one and you're ready to pass and serve. And next is the sit-down plated version of the same appetizer. We put one of our croutons on. We're gonna put the other, actually toast, because we are making a grilled cheese here. Put the other one on, have them standing up. And I've taken a little bit of olive oil, drizzle around. And you can just sort of, no one sees you in the back getting this together, so you can finagle that. And I have a little bit of balsamic syrup that I'm drizzling, a little contrast. And I've taken some fresh watercress. You can use field greens or baby arugula, whatever you have, or you could skip it if you're not into the green veggies, but we like it because it's good for you. All we're doing is a little bit of salt and a little bit of olive oil. And we're just gonna add to the presentation, just to add a little bit of additional color. And if my brother who hates tomatoes can eat this and say it's delicious, you've got a winning dish. And Philadelphia cream cheese made it happen. Thanks, we'll see you soon.